Have you ever noticed that some of the kindest people you know also seem deeply tired? They are the ones who show up without fail, who smile even when they are exhausted, who say yes even when their body begs for rest. But if you look closely, if you look past the warmth, you see something heavier behind their eyes. A quiet exhaustion. A hidden ache. I'm Donny Zumbardo, and today we're diving into the psychology of kindness, its beauty, its cost, and the dark side no one talks about. If you want more insights like this, make sure you subscribe to Donna's. We grow up being told kindness is simple, pure, always good. But like everything in the human psyche, kindness has a shadow. And when the shadow is ignored, kindness itself can quietly become self-destruction. It often starts in childhood. A child learns that being agreeable earns love. Being helpful earns safety. Putting their needs aside gets them approval they do not receive otherwise. Slowly, kindness becomes not a choice, but a survival strategy. And as they grow, they struggle to know where their true self ends and people-pleasing begins. That is how someone becomes the reliable one. The one who never complains. The one who listens to everyone but is never asked how they're doing. But forced kindness isn't kindness. It's a mask. And masks, when worn too long, begin to suffocate. If you've ever been the dependable one, you know the truth hidden beneath the surface. Behind every act of giving is a small voice whispering, "What about me?" But that voice gets buried because chronic kindness carries an unspoken rule. You're not allowed to put yourself first. Psychologists have a name for this: compassion fatigue. It happens when someone gives and gives until they emotionally run dry. Healthcare workers feel it. Teachers feel it. Parents feel it. But so do everyday kind souls, the ones who cannot stop caring. Research shows that people who struggle to set boundaries report higher levels of anxiety, depression, and physical exhaustion. Kindness without limits becomes self. And here's the strange part. Kindness can unintentionally teach others to overlook you. When you're always the giver, people begin to expect it. They adapt to your generosity. They assume you will adjust, bend, stretch. Without realizing it, you train the world to treat your needs as optional. The kinder you are, the more invisible you become. This doesn't mean kindness is bad. Genuine kindness, the kind that flows from a grounded, whole heart, is one of the most healing forces on earth. But kindness that comes from emptiness instead of abundance is different. One type heals, the other drains. Studies from the University of California, Berkeley show that altruism increases happiness only when it is voluntary. When kindness is driven by guilt or fear of disappointing others, it lowers well-being and increases stress. Yet so many of us keep giving. We say yes because we fear rejection. We overextend because we fear being selfish. We sacrifice because we fear losing love. But the cost is enormous. You lose sight of your own needs. You forget what you want. You forget how to rest. Your identity becomes an endless performance of goodness. And then the monster within begins to grow, not because you are unkind, but because suppressed emotions always seek expression. When you silence your boundaries, your anger and exhaustion ferment in the dark. They spill out as irritability, resentment, passive aggression, or emotional outbursts that feel out of character. Kindness doesn't protect you from darkness. Kindness without honesty creates it. Every time you say yes when you want to say no. Every time you smile while breaking inside. Every time you put others first and abandon yourself. You're not being kind. You're disappearing. But why does this happen? Because many of us were raised to think love must be earned through self-sacrifice. Children who grow up in environments with conditional affection become adults who confuse people-pleasing with kindness. But real kindness includes you. True compassion does not require neuroscience explains this further. The brain's mirror neuron system makes empathy natural but without boundaries. Your brain becomes overwhelmed by emotional stress. Your body isn't built for endless giving. It's built for balanced connection. So how do we stay kind without destroying ourselves? The answer is simple but difficult. Kindness must start with you. Just like the oxygen mask on an airplane, you can only help others when you can breathe. This is where boundaries become essential. Boundaries feel scary for kind people because they fear hurting someone. But boundaries are not walls, they are clarity. They are honesty. They say, this is what I can give, and this is what I cannot. People trust genuine kindness. People respect those who honor their limits. A yes is meaningful only when a no is allowed to exist. Some relationships may resist your boundaries. So may my faith that is painful but also revealing. Any relationship that requires your exhaustion to survive was never balanced to begin with. There's also the idea of pathological altruism kindness that harms the giver or the receiver. Sacrificing your well-being may look noble, but it can enable dependency, guilt, and emotional burnout. Our culture worships the idea of the good person. But the myth of goodness often encourages silence, compliance, and self-neglect. True goodness is honesty, not martyrdom. So how do you shift from draining kindness to healthy kindness? First, pause before saying yes. Give yourself a moment. Ask, do I truly want this? Do I have the energy? Second, practice gentle no's. I care about you, but I can't take this on right now. Third, redefine your worth. You are valuable even when you rest, even when you say no. Fourth, fill your own cup, nourishing friendships, creativity, rest, solitude. Fifth, listen to your difficult emotions. They are signals, not flaws. For many people, kindness became a lifelong mask, the cheerful expression hiding exhaustion, the yes hiding fear, the generosity hiding loneliness. But masks are heavy, and the longer you wear them, the more you forget the shape of your own face. Authentic kindness begins with how you treat yourself. When no one is looking, do you rest? Do you forgive? Do you speak gently to yourself? When you show yourself genuine kindness, your kindness toward others becomes stronger, not weaker. It inspires rather than drains. It lifts rather than buries you. The dark side of kindness is not anger or boundaries, or the moment you finally say no. The real danger is self-abandonment. Once you stop abandoning yourself, your kindness doesn't fade. It becomes clearer, truer, brighter. The kind of kindness that helps others without destroying you in the process. If this spoke to your heart, remember to subscribe to Danasofsi Chun. Treat yourself with the same compassion you've always given to everyone else.